is Tuesday, November 18th in the United States and Canada. The Anaheim Ducks are back, and this is What Chaos from the Sports Interaction Studio in Boston, Massachusetts. My name is Deej. I sit beside Peter, and across the room is our guy, Sean. I almost first named you, but I didn't know if we did that.
Well, I mean, I don't. In this context, I don't mind. I don't
Government?
Yeah.
I almost
I don't know how many people know my name is Eric, is the thing. Like, I don't know how many people actually know that.
Everyone knows your birthday. I think they know your first name.
I don't think anyone knows my birthday, actually.
I think that it's July.
Well, the thing is that yesterday somebody said, like, I did something on my birthday, because that's an old joke. And I think every time someone does that, people actually think it's my birthday, and then I get actual happy birthday wishes. So people are pretty confused about it.
I like to imagine that, like, listeners of the show they care about you so much that they have just entered into their Google calendars or whatever it is, your birthday, and just every listener of the show has a different birthday.
That'd be nice. I've been missing a lot of presents then. Whatnots haven't been sending me presents.
We miss your presence every weekend because you don't hang out with us on the weekends.
You don't invite me. You go to hockey games together without me.
We are given 2 tickets.
Not actually.
Listen, when people give us things for free, may I add, Sean, okay?
Listen, I get
and
it.
when we're not paying for stuff, we're not calling the shots.
No, I don't blame you in the slightest.
Although we've gone to games in Nate's seats before.
Yeah, we went to.
You and me?
I think it was Sabres. It would have been Sabres Bruins, right?
It was during the streak.
Yes. It
was a good time. People only 5% tried to razz you because you were like, "What the fuck are you gonna say to me right now?"
I like that we've all like duoed together.
Yeah,
in
we've done
different
Hockey
combinations.
East.
Like me and Sean did Hockey East. You guys have done Sabres
A couple times.
Bruins.
Sabres Bruins,
yeah.
a couple times, yeah. And then one time we did Sabres Oilers because you were sitting somewhere else.
Yeah. No, not Sabres Oilers. Bruins Oilers.
Bruins Oilers. Yeah.
So boys just like hockey.
That was the game that we were giving people cash.
Yes.
$1.
Yeah.
You came up to us and said that you were a whatnot and subscribed to the YouTube. You got cash.
That also happened at Hockey East. That must have been close together because that happened at Hockey East, and me and Sean were off the pingus at Hockey East.
The first Hockey East.
Yeah.
Well, because it was also like relatively early. It was like 5 months probably at that point into my tenure here.
Yeah.
And so I was like, these people aren't here to see me. They don't know who the fuck I am. And then they kind of like looked at me and waved, and I was just sitting there awkwardly being like, oh, hi.
People know who you are today because you went viral, and we'll discuss that. We'll discuss many things on the show today, Peter, including...
Today on the show, let's run it down, friends. Today on the show, we've got an important New Jersey Devils update. Yesterday, we mentioned something on the show, a little throwaway line. Turns out it wasn't a throwaway line. It was a fact, and we will hit that in the show. Sam Dickinson is going to join the show, rookie defenseman of the San Jose Sharks. He of the 11th
overall pick 2024 at the Sphere.
At the Sphere, we were there. It was a great draft.
We actually discuss why he's like a real first-round pick versus some of the other recent first-round picks have kind of used, we'll say, cheap tactics to get drafted.
Yeah.
And he doesn't need to. He's not out here flashing TNA just to get a role.
What I'll say about Sam Dickinson is, and this is a tease for the interview, I would say a real hidden gem, about as much of a hidden gem as a first-round draft pick can be in terms of personality, because plenty of youngsters over in San Jose getting lots of attention, getting videos taken of them, handful of videos taken of them by internet personalities on TikTok and Instagram. The personality on this kid is tremendous. I don't know if anybody stepped into an interview with us and been ready to play ball quite like Sam Dickinson.
Yeah, and I'd seen a clip of him with Michael Misa, where he was the one that was kind of busting chops.
Mhm.
I was like, all right, I like this kid, but was talking to the Sharks maybe late last week. And I was like, gotta get a Shark back on. It's been too long. Like, maybe what's our guy Jeff Skinner up to? And they were like, can we do you a solid and tell you want Sam Dickinson? And I was like, yeah.
I'll say the hit rate on teams suggesting
Yeah,
players for
say.
us has been amazing. It's
There's
almost
only-
like they know their guys.
There's only really been one where a team was like, we're going to give you this star player instead. And we were like, damn, Thank you.
Nobody knows who you're talking about.
No idea.
Yes.
No idea.
Okay. I thought you were kidding. I was
Full
like,
sarcasm.
his name's Sebastian. The Hurricanes guy.
Tremendously locked in.
His last name rhymes with Aho, the player on the other
Was
team.
on the island? Is he? Where's what's?
I
the
don't think
other
he's on the
Sebastian
Islanders
Aho?
anymore.
Huh.
We'll see. Update on that later in the show. Dark Days. Oh,
I'm proud of that one.
I get that one. Dark Days ahead.
Endearing.
Endearing.
Here we go. Same page. And finally, incredible mascot alert. There is a new favorite tradition in hockey. I can't wait to talk about this one. I'm not going to even reveal anything about it, tease anything about it. Just stick around to the end of the show. We're going to reveal the best new mascot and best new tradition in all of hockey.
I like that you said there's a new favorite tradition in hockey. We need to just start. We know that we're running new hottest team in hockey into the ground, but it just seems that's
Nobody's complaining about it.
Yes, right. Like
Actually, a lot of people are complaining about it because they don't understand it, and they're directing their anger at Johnny Lazarus, which is totally above board.
But that's kind of what we want. Declan says, "Can't wait to see who the Rangers recommend to come on the show." Still waiting on that email. What are you saying, Sean?
Swedish Sebastian Aho, defenseman Sebastian Aho, plays for the Wilkes-Barre Bear Scranton Penguins.
Oh,
So he's under contract with the Pittsburgh Penguins, but not.
Why would he go to such a loaded team? He should have gone somewhere where he thought that he could get some opportunity.
Well,
not a playoff team.
He thought that Erik Karlsson was going to be traded at the deadline, and turns out Erik Karlsson's probably going to get an extension.
Why? Yeah. Why would they trade him at the deadline? You trade like a prospect if you're
buying, and going.
If
for
you're
a Stanley
buying,
Cup, yeah.
so I mean, maybe he's been so unbelievable. Actually, I have no idea how good Erik Karlsson's been. I
He's been
imagine
pretty good.
he's been average at best, and that they're winning in spite of him.
No, I think he's been pretty good.
All right, there's your Penguins hour, and there's your Erik Karlsson hour. There is a new hottest team in hockey, though, in all seriousness, and it is the Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah,
Winners
boy.
of 2 in a row, coming off a 5-1 victory with an empty netter, but we will talk about that over the defending Western Conference champions. Not only have they won 2 games in a row, Sean, with the new hottest team, do you want to start getting ahead of yourselves? Because I'm looking at the schedule, and they got the Flames next. And after that, they got the Hawks. I think Sabres-Hawks is going to be awesome. I think Sabres-Flames is going to stink. But yesterday, you were on with our friends Tyler and Liam on Oilers Nation Every Day, and they were saying, is Knobloch doing it right? Going Skinner against the Sabres when they got a back-to-back coming up later in the week? Don't you just do Pickard and take your chances? And I thought, no. He is doing it right. This is a game that you have to try to win because it's not going to be handed to you. Not only did they go with their starter, they got fucking waxed and texted you during the game, Sean. I know that this is the root of your frustration. The Buffalo Sabres, all kidding aside, are not a fucking bad team.
Nope.
So they go out and do this, and part of it, a large part of it is, of course, the Oilers being assholes, but the Sabres, hottest team jokes aside, are not bad.
No, I mean, that's been my frustration. They've had so many good players over the years, and like this is a solid roster. And granted, like they have been incredibly unlucky and like injured, and obviously Dahlin left for a little bit. So like there have been reasons outside of just them being the Buffalo Sabres that things have not been good at parts of the season. But yeah, they're a really good roster. Colton Ellis said it before. I said it like last game, and every time it becomes less and less of a joke. Motherfucker's gonna end up in the Hall of Fame. That dude's awesome. He's so good. He's so good. But yeah, I mean, the Sabres are really good, and they like. I don't know. You would know better than I. Like the the Oilers are assholes, but I don't feel like they played that big of an asshole game yesterday. Like I feel like the Sabres just played a really, really good hockey game against what is supposed to be a really, really good hockey team.
Noon just passed. I have to check to see if Darnell Nurse is on waivers. But other than that, I agree with you. It was an asshole kind of lazy game from them.
Yeah, for sure.
But still, a really good team, if they're assholes and lazy, can still, I mean, we've kind of seen it the last week with the Oilers, can still get themselves a point or two just by trying hard for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And they tried hard for spurts, but they're playing against a team that had a good game.
And that like had a plan based on how they were talking after the game, had a plan and executed it to perfection. Like obviously it's much easier said than done, but like they had the plan of like keeping which I guess every team does, but like keeping the Oilers star players from the center of the ice and not letting them be dangerous, and that's exactly what they did. And it's very awesome to see. It was very awesome to see. I very much enjoyed last night's game.
Oilers still have not won a game in regulation this month. It's November 18th.
That doesn't surprise me.
That's insane.
Oilers
At what
are
point do we
assholes.
stop saying like they had an asshole game and just say that this is an asshole team?
I mean,
I don't think those
I
things
say
are
that they're an
mutually
asshole
exclusive,
team.
Yeah.
They're an asshole team when they're in the Stanley Cup final. They're always an asshole team.
Yeah.
That's why I love them.
Yeah, but like they're an asshole team previously endearing in a lot of ways. This year, majority asshole team derogatory.
Yes. But still, I mean, the asshole team is, there's going to be good days and there's going to be bad days of being an asshole team.
How many good days have you had though? Like that's my
right,
point.
Right. Fewer and far between. Pickard's been horrible. I'm not going to I don't want to make this an Oilers segment, but yeah, like asshole team right now. Frederick has been the Oilers Nation every day. I was listening to them yesterday and they were like, Pickard's been their worst player by far. And I was like, there's some candidates, man. Like Frederick is off to a horrid start. Even if you're like Trent Frederick, bad contract,
Right.
like the
Yeah.
guy gets more than a point a season. He's on pace. I think he's on pace for like 4 points this season.
It's tough. Like I need something good to happen to him. I
Yes.
need something good to happen to him. You said I think
He's in Fultz.
exactly. You had the comparison that he is in Markelle Fultz territory, where at first you kind of make fun of how that situation looks, and then it hits a certain point, and it no longer becomes funny, and it just becomes sad. And I think that we have definitely hit the sad portion of the Trent Frederick experience. What are you making a face about?
Well, first off, he has 1 point through 21 games, so yeah, on pace for less than 4
Oh
points.
my God.
Less than 4 points.
And he spent time on the top line with like two of the best players in the world.
The difference is, and I get that like we're Trent Frederick fans. Trent Frederick seems cool. The difference is that like Markelle Fultz had like a freak nerve injury. Trent Frederick might just not be a good hockey player.
Well, he's definitely better than what he's
That's fair,
been.
but like to say
he is
that like
he is a useful player. Like even if he's on your bottom line, and even if you dislike the contract, which you should for an 8-year term for a bottom 6 player, he's better than what he's shown. And beyond that, like he's gotten his ass handed to him by the media, by the fans, by players on opposing teams. Like got his face caved in by Matthew Olivier, which no shame in that. But the entire experience to start this season has just been thoroughly depressing. And it is year 1 of an 8-year experience in Edmonton.
Yeah, they're also missing Ryan Nugent-Hopkins very badly. And like I said, I'm a Darnell Nurse guy, but I was wondering this morning, I wanted to hit up Jay Fresh and be like, give me what actually is he worth? Like based on last night, he's worth $850,000, but
I thought you were just gonna say $100.
like normally with him, I kind of roll my eyes at the like. I mean, he's one of the worst contracts in the league for sure, but like people act like he shouldn't be in the league, and I'm like, look, he's probably like a $6.5 million player who makes 9.25, and that sucks. And you can't have too many of those on your team, but like whatever, get over it. But you watch games like last night, and I didn't hear it, so I don't want to put words in his mouth. This person hates when people put words in his mouth, but apparently Stoff was letting some like, what's this guy doing out there? So like there's times
there was a lot of that though, I feel
like last night where I'm like, is Darnell Nurse a $4 million player right now? Which if you're a top 4 defenseman, yes, you are. But sometimes it's even more extreme than you think, the overpayment.
Ian Quick in the chat says this has been Nurse's worst season defensively, and he's been like the fourth worst regular defender on the team.
I'm assuming who do you think's the worst? Brett Kulak probably? Like, yeah, but Brett Kulak's supposed to be the worst defender on the team.
Right.
Ty Emerson has had some moments too where I'm like, damn, $1 million and $1.5 million, that guy's overpaid.
Yeah, it has to be cost relative.
Yeah. So they're in a bad way right now, and I like that we had this moment because we were able to do it without having like a big let's put our stamp on it is time to worry or whatever. But I mean, we tell it like it is. We tell you to the second which team is hottest in the NHL. Nobody else will. So it's probably appropriate to say when a team stinks.
I wanted to ask because I didn't watch the game last night. You sent a text message about Bowen Byram that I found interesting, and I wanted to kind of flesh that out.
And it also, I feel like it aged incredibly well.
Yeah.
Before, like after you sent the text.
What was the Bowen Byram take?
I forget what the play was. It was like he passed it when I forget what the fucking play was.
I don't know exactly what you were referencing.
But it was just like what are you doing? You can score right now. And he's like, check out this shit. And I was like, that's my guy. The text I sent was, I think Bo Byram's my guy. Just plays like an idiot sometimes, and I like it.
And then he scored.
He scored.
I've got a candidate for you in that regard then. I think that Noah Dobson might be like a little Evan Bouchard-y. Where there was a play last night where Noah Dobson actively got out of the way of a shooting lane. Had a guy coming right down. I think it was Zach Werenski was coming right down the pike. And Noah Dobson wanted no part of that shooting lane.
That's how you end up like Jason Terry. Got to get the fuck out the way.
That's right. Respect. Noah Dobson, you are our guy.
I mean, famously, Noah Dobson is very, very good friends with Charlie McAvoy.
There you go.
Charlie McAvoy famously got in a shooting lane, although it was on a deflected puck.
Yeah.
But Charlie McAvoy in a bad way right now. Noah Dobson made a business decision.
Have we ever put it this? I mean, we've discussed funny players ad nauseum, and we've invented the conversation in 1,000 different ways. But have we ever actually discussed which players in the NHL seem most like they'd be Mighty Ducks characters?
No, we have not.
Because
great, though.
I mean, again, like it's always Evan Bouchard is one. Evan Bouchard is the most Mighty Ducks player in the NHL.
He definitely is.
No,
Cutter
Gauthier, and maybe it's because he plays for the Ducks, but Cutter Gauthier is definitely a Mighty Ducks type player where he's like got this villainous aspect to him. He shoots the puck a billion times a game, always scores.
1 in 5.
He probably plays if we're talking about a Mighty Ducks movie, he's probably on an opposing team because he's got too much villain in him to be on the Ducks. But like, I don't know, like Evan Bouchard.
I mean,
does he got enough personality to be on the Ducks? I feel like every player on the Ducks.
I'm saying plays like a Mighty Ducks character.
I could see him in the fly.
Yeah, like Cutter Gauthier looks like he'd be in the Mighty Ducks.
But also plays like he would be in a Mighty Ducks movie.
I mean, a forward that just shoots as much as possible is definitely very Mighty Ducks-esque. I would also say that. They're both in the starting 5.
It's definitely, Bouchard's definitely number 1 though, because he made a play like in the first period last night, and I almost tweeted like, God, Evan Bouchard's stick. That guy is a fucking wizard. And then I was like, oh, but also his stick does the worst things in the NHL.
I feel like his brain does the worst things in the NHL.
I feel like
but it all
the brain does power the stick.
Yeah, I feel like the stick does bad things because the brain is not doing anything in the moment.
So the brain isn't catching up to the stick.
Yeah.
All right. Fair.
I mean, off the top of my head, we're doing We're doing
Pyotr Kochekov.
We're doing Gauthier. We're doing Kochekov.
We have a Russian on.
I just
Mighty
had
Ducks?
one. We're definitely doing. Martin Nechas.
Why?
Like he's more personality wise.
I don't know a thing about that guy's.
You
anything
ever see him playing that chicken game?
Oh yes, yeah. That is the one thing.
I would say, by the way, Joey Daccord is more Mighty Ducks-esque.
Oh yeah,
ooh, that's a good
got
call.
the personality and the like. A goalie that's trying to score every opportunity is very Mighty Ducks to me.
Yeah. Damn.
Eric Comrie. Eric Comrie's very Mighty Ducks-esque.
I mean, Alex Lyon is very Mighty Ducks-esque.
Yeah.
Just having a goalie who's a crazy person.
Damn, I kind of want to just like make this a whole last segment and finish. I mean, Tyler Bertuzzi, but
yeah,
I mean, he's got Mighty Ducks headshot. Like, I feel like there's certain guys where not playing style, not even their personality, just look at them and they look Mighty Ducks-esque.
Celebrini seems like he would be on the other team, and they're like, "How are we going to play against that guy?"
No,
and then
Bedard feels like he would be on the other team.
Oh yeah,
A little how do you say shit on his ass?
That is how you say it, brother.
Reese Williams says, "Can you please address Jay Fresh's hate tweet towards the Bruins line?" There's nothing to say there. The Bruins lines are bad. Like on paper, that team, I don't want to say like they stink, but they're
Not good.
If you look at their lines on paper, and you're a fan of any team outside of Boston, you're like, who are these guys?
I mean, I said it yesterday on Oilers Nation every day. They were asking me if I was giving up on the season for the Sabres yesterday, and I said, no. Look at the division. Look who's at the top of it. It's the Boston Bruins. You expect me? You're supposed to be worried that the Boston Bruins are legit?
Also, it was a little unfair from Jay Fresh because the Bruins are like absolutely decimated. I know every team is decimated in terms of injuries right now, but the Bruins, everybody's hurt.
Right, but you're saying that you were decimated because you don't have Casey Middlestat and Victor Arvidsson, and a team that we just
Elias
talked
Lindholm,
about being
Charlie McAvoy.
We were just talking about an asshole team that intentionally is without Victor Arvidsson, gave him away.
Fair.
But the Bruins the Bruins are doing it with tape and glue, and we absolutely love them for it. So that's exciting. The big moment from last night, I have a specific thought on this, and I'm sure that you boys do too, but it was also just plain funny. On the Sabres broadcast at the end of the game when I believe it was before the 5th goal was scored on the empty net.
Yeah.
This moment from our guy, Rob Ray.
Yeah, empty net for Edmonton.
Yeah, it has been most of the night, so it's a difference. But
here's my thought. Rob Ray is the best because I love that moment. And I don't mean I love that moment as an Oilers fan. I'm not offended by it or whatever. Said by anybody else, that is the fucking lamest, most like second grade hockey watcher comment. But said by Rob Ray, he can pull that off in a way that none of us, like if Pete said it on the show, we would just move on. Like if I said it, like you guys would talk over me.
You're like, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
nice one.
Here's the thing. What are you going to tell Rob Ray his joke sucks?
But it doesn't because it's from Rob Ray. That's what I'm saying. He can. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No.
Like, I don't
mean,
know,
he's
I don't
like
even know if I do.
He's like he's a shit talker. I don't know. Well, and like
he's also on an absolute heater.
Yeah,
so.
And he's on an island. Like he's between the benches, so he's just standing there by himself all game, just cooking things up. And yeah, I mean, it's like you said, he's on a heater. This is what he does. And also, similar to the JJ Peterka thing, like it very easily gets turned into something that I'm not positive he even intended it to be. Like I think he makes like throwaway comments without thinking about them that much, and then they become like these massive insults to other fan bases. And he's just a goon.
Here's why it might work, and I don't want to like put words in your mouth, but I feel like it works because he's not really trying to be funny. I think that he's just saying it in complete honesty.
Yeah, like it's just what comes to his mind.
Like he's not laughing at that.
Yeah, Dan was the one that Dan was the one that
just
he says it and he's like, and then he moves on.
Yeah. So Rob Ray, keep it up, brother.
Rob Ray is. I was thinking about this last night because he was obviously not a very important like NHL player, or not like a very effective NHL, whatever you want to play it. Like he's working his way into getting his number retired as a broadcaster. But then I think you still have to retire 32 if you do it. I don't know how that works, but I want Rob Ray to be in the rafters.
It's the Hall of Fame.
Well,
not the Hall of Nice People.
It's famously not the Hall of Fame. There was plenty of discourse yesterday about whether or not broadcasters get into the Hall of Fame. Which, like,
there's
my 2 cents on this. Don Cherry should be in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, that's a different conversation. Whether or not broadcasters are in the Hall of Fame, like they are. If your face is on a plaque and it's in the Hall of Fame, I'd say you're in the Hall of Fame.
I feel like the builders category should extend to broadcasters. It typically doesn't, but like when you look at the definition of the builders category, it's just people who like grow the game. Broadcasters should absolutely be in there 100%. if they are iconic enough. And like,
is that what they mean by builders? They mean like growing the game versus like building teams and stuff?
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like the builders category is like personalities and people that have elevated and grown the game.
Yeah, I don't care about All-Star games or Hall of Fames generally unless someone I like, even if someone I like makes an All-Star team, I don't care about it. But if someone that I really like makes the Hall of Fame, then it's all I care about. Like last week, Zdeno Chara, all that shit fucking ruled. But otherwise, I kind of lose track of it, and I consider a lot of these Hall of Fames kind of too easy.
Definitely.
In letting people in.
Like Basketball Hall of Fame is crazy. They let everybody in.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Everybody
So,
gets in.
Baseball Hall of Fame is the best Hall of Fame.
Baseball Hall of Fame is a little bit too hard to get into,
Nope.
if you ask me.
Nope, I disagree.
But yeah, it's true. You asked yesterday, you were like, hey, is A-Rod going to get in? And I was like, what the fuck are we doing if A-Rod's not going to get into the Hall of Fame?
We keep out cheaters as long as they have been clearly caught. And
I was going to say, except for all the cheaters you've let in.
yeah, I mean, if you're smart enough to not get caught, then you're smart enough to get into the Hall.
Boy, how lucky was
There needs
that?
to be a cheaters wing of the Hall of Fame of Cooperstown.
There should be. I want somebody to buy a house in Cooperstown and turn that shit into the PED Hall of Fame.
Oh, that would rock.
Like,
That's an incredible investment.
Get me fucking like I want a statue of Barry Bonds and Ryan Braun scolding a UPS worker front and center.
Cody Bedford asked, Doc Emmerich is in the Hall of Fame, right? He is not. He won the Foster Hewitt Memorial Award, which is like the plaque that Sean was talking about earlier.
Which to me is being in the Hall
The
of Fame.
only broadcaster in the Hockey Hall of Fame is Foster Hewitt. And then every broadcaster that's been, quote unquote, like in the Hall of Fame since then has won the Foster Hewitt Memorial Award.
The reverse Cy Young.
Yeah.
Cy Young. Never won a Cy Young.
Well, we've got something very big. It's very important. Yesterday on the show, we were discussing the New Jersey Devils. Here is a clip of Pete speculating why this team, for so many years in a row, could have such an injury bug.
If you look at their list of injuries right now, Connor Brown, Evgeny Dedanov, Cody Glass. Uh-oh. His last name is Glass. Dougie Hamilton, Jack Hughes, Jonathan Kovacevic, Zach McEwen, Mark McLaughlin, Brett Pesce.
Yeah.
9 guys on the injured list right now. This team might just be like built on
New Jersey?
burial grounds or something.
All right, now, off of that clip, off of that little, what did you call it, a throwaway line?
Yeah.
Some information was sent into the show, and as such, we must now do a segment called Were the Devils Actually Built on a Burial Ground? Let's begin the segment, Sean. Yes! Yeah, they were. The New Jersey Devils were actually built on a burial ground, the Prudential Center. This is from New Jersey Monthly in 2017. Shelby Vitek. The headline is, Newark's mummies raise many grave questions.
Nice.
From
Good work.
From Shelby Vitek. When forensic archaeologist Scott Warnsach started digging at the future site of Newark's Prudential Center in 2005, he was prepared to find skeletal remains. What he didn't expect were 2 19th century cast iron coffins or the 150-year-old mummies they contained. Before it was home to the New Jersey Devils, a portion of the land where the arena now sits was home to something else, a 400-space parking lot, and long before the automobile was invented, the lot was a cemetery belonging to the First Presbyterian Church. More than 2,000 descendants of the founding families of Newark were buried there. Prior to the archaeological dig required before construction could begin, Warnosh and his colleague Michael Auden mined historical records and maps to determine the scope of their project on the 2.2-acre lot. They knew that some of the graves were moved in 1959 when the parking lot was built. Quote, I was sure it wasn't a matter of if, but how many bodies were left, says Warnosh. When the dig began, a team of archaeologists quickly discovered a majority of the graves had been left behind and paved over. Good work, whatnuts. The Devils confirmed were built on a burial ground.
Not only built on a burial ground, built on a church burial ground.
I was going to say.
And a team named the Devils taking over a plot of land that served as a church burial ground seems incredibly ominous.
It is. You're playing with fire there. It's like, why take that risk? Even if you're a non-believer, why take that risk? And also, it's not like this is an ancient burial ground. Like this is 19. We do that. Like we just build over cemeteries and
they take a cemetery and turn it into a parking lot.
I guess so.
They pave over paradise. They pave over cemeteries too.
I don't know. I thought we had a little more reverence for the dead than that, but
I don't know, man. In this society, you wouldn't like who builds arenas?
Billionaires.
Well, they don't give a fuck.
They didn't get to a B
Yeah, I just didn't think that we did that.
Something about the mummies, though, is what throws me. And it makes me think, should the Devils embrace this? Rebrand the fucking mummies.
The New Jersey Mummies.
We need an alt ID night like they do in minor league baseball.
I mean, if you got a team named the Mummies, you also have to have a team named the Daddies.
Someone in the chat asks, and I was wondering if someone would say this, don't burial ground curses typically only apply to the natives? Clearly not.
Well, that's kind of what
Look at the Devils.
That's kind of what I was getting at. Like with American history and everything, it is not surprising to me that there's been a disrespect of important ancient native burial grounds. I didn't think they would be paving over like the pioneers. That didn't seem like the way our society worked.
Neat Drew says, imagine dying and being buried so your family can visit your grave, but instead they now play Devils hockey over your corpse. Devils are still good, man. They're just
like
they're just a little cursed.
Honestly, that sounds pretty cool to me personally. I don't know if the Presbyterians?
Yeah.
I don't know like how into puck they were. I don't know if that was part of like their final wishes, especially with a team named the Devils.
Well, I mean, there was the parking lot broke up the connection between there was the church and then the parking lot and then the arena. So
yeah, but the parking lot happened over the cemetery.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So the bodies are still there.
Yeah, but I'm just saying like the church wouldn't have when they gave up that land, I guess they were just giving up to a parking lot. They didn't know there was going to be hockey there eventually.
Another person in the chat says that we got to get Alex Doherty on this. Need to talk to the Devils owner and do a story on whether or not you're going to move them off those bodies, fam.
That would be showing up to a New Jersey Devils press conference in 2025 and be like, hey, what are you doing about all the bodies? And be like, what? Like the bodies on the roster? No. The bodies underground.
You know they were playing on bodies, right?
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Well, they did, and then they sunk in, and then they became mummies, and they were like, gross. Let's just put a coat of paint over this. What?
Yeah. I was going to ignore that.
What?
the Counting Crows.
Yeah.
It's, if you don't know, you don't know. That is
Paradise is not a Counting Crows reference.
I mean, it can be.
It can be.
It can be. That was a cover by the Counting Crows and Vanessa Carlton. So if we're giving proper credit, who was it?
Joni Mitchell.
Joni Mitchell, yeah.
Yeah, Joni Mitchell. But I'll tell you what, you want to do Crows talk, we'll do that. We'll talk Counting Crows.
I'm a huge Counting Crows guy.
When we talk about the Crows, people be like, oh, the Black Crows? Nope. No.
Sean, what do you know about the Counting Crows?
Not a thing.
What do you know about Matchbox 20?
We had this conversation a couple weeks ago.
That was not a couple weeks ago. I think it was like
a couple months ago.
It was a couple months ago. Yeah, I had like a huge Matchbox 20 kick during the summer.
I was like obsessed with the there was a music video I was obsessed with as a kid. With like all it had like the Berlin Wall falling and everything in it.
Matchbox 20 was doing Berlin Wall music videos?
Oh man, I'm gonna be upset now. I don't know why.
Famously, we saw Matchbox 20 and Counting Crows in the same concert, and it was great stuff.
What is the
how far we've come?
Oh, how far we've come.
Yeah, the music video is just like them with like screens behind them, and it's showing like all these important historical moments.
Oh yeah, that's like new Matchbox 20, which it came out in I believe 2008. Yeah, 2007. Not bad, Deej. Also, quick timeout. I fucking sniped at the Harry Potter play. I sniped who composed the music during the play.
Who?
I leaned over.
Danny Elfman.
And I was like, this sounds like Imogen Heap.
Oh, really?
Scored this. And Julia was like, yeah. And then like as soon as intermission hit, I was like, pow! Imogen Heap.
Nice.
Did it. Yeah.
Speaking of steroid or people who definitely didn't use steroids, happy 50th birthday, David Ortiz.
Oh.
Right
definitely didn't use steroids.
Definitely not.
Never cheated.
Clean as a whistle.
Best DH ever.
He was on a list, but who isn't on a list? Just because you're on a list doesn't mean
Stop talking about the emails.
Yeah, exactly. I think that we got good mileage out of this Devils thing, and I think that there's probably going to be more information because we only did like 5 minutes of reading up on this. But it's the mummies for me. It's the mummies that really.
It's the headline for me, honestly. The headline is just an incredible, tidy bit of work. Newark's mummies raise many grave questions. That, like, anybody saying journalism is dead is unfamiliar with a Shelby VTEX game.
No, well,
Definitely
so-
not Shelby.
Yes, correct. Not Shelby Tech.
Some editor wrote that headline.
Oh, well, I mean,
2017.
yeah.
It used to be that editors wrote headlines, but now editors don't exist.
Exactly.
Fair,
Yeah.
fair.
But New Jersey Monthly, I mean, that's pretty prestigious. They got the Devil's mummy story.
Also, like, writers can suggest headlines and sometimes they stick.
Yeah.
So apologies if it was an editor. As of right now, we're giving credit to Shelby.
Okay. Until someone wants to step forward. When you were saying it was a good headline, I was going to Google who was the editor of the. Do we know if this was printed? If it was like the digital version
you
of
printed
New
it.
Jersey? Yes. All right.
Anything can be printed if you try hard enough.
That's right. Okay. That's very good Devils stuff, but even better is DFSing. You know what I'm talking about. We've all been there before. Yeah? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let me
Been
tell
there
you
plenty
about
of times.
let me tell you about Prize Picks. It's very simple to play. You just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats, and if you get your picks right, you could cash in. We've done it before. Talked about it for years on this show. You play Prize Picks to get action on football, basketball, hockey, whatever you'd like in 40 plus states, including California, Texas, and Georgia.
Damn.
We were naming the states before the show
Yeah.
where you could do it.
I love
And,
Georgia.
Alaska.
We were playing for a while because you could do it in 40 states.
I love Georgia, but it's very humid.
Never been.
Never been to Georgia?
Only to the
You would
airport.
love Atlanta.
Peter.
I believe I would love Atlanta too. I want to go. I want to go to Magic City. I want to get Will lemon pepper wings. Famously got in trouble.
To dispel any assumptions, I said you would love Atlanta because I love Atlanta.
Yes.
Atlanta is an unbelievable city.
Pete has black friends.
I was gonna say stay black, Pete.
Yeah.
No, I do. I really want to go to Atlanta. I'm go to every ballpark guy, so I want to go to what is it called now? Truist ballpark in Atlanta.
Yeah, it was Turner, and now it's the.
Yeah, I'm a huge, careful Waffle House guy. So that's another reason I want to get back down to the South.
And that's why we're sending you to Atlanta Breakfast Club.
Atlanta Breakfast Club is unbelievable.
Atlanta Breakfast
It
Club.
is. I think about it all the time.
I want Waffle House, but
No,
Dude, no.
We can do a split.
yeah,
We can do a split. Once Atlanta gets their 18th chance at the NHL,
enough.
we will go back and we'll hit Atlanta Breakfast Club and Waffle House. We can do Atlanta Breakfast Club in the morning and then
Yeah, I was gonna
Waffle
say
House
Waffle
at like
House.
2 a.m.
I have no interest in Waffle House at breakfast hours.
And then we have to go back to that warehouse that we went to for that elite
Yeah.
party where people. Were
I do
doing
remember you
drugs in the
telling me
open.
this story.
It was it's the best story.
You can get chicken and waffles, of course, but you can also get peach cobbler French toast. And that is the ultimate for the table item. Of all the let's get this for the table that has happened in either of our lives, I can speak confidently when I say nothing like saying let's get the peach
It's-
cobbler French toast for the table.
Just
See, they do
unbelievable.
peaches down in Georgia. I personally get my peaches down in Georgia. Yeah, that's it.
I get my
At
weed
the
in
beach.
California.
Really?
I
Now,
have
now
before.
you have to call it.
He has before.
Now
I'll
you
tell
And I
you what.
referenced that song when I did.
Yeah,
it.
now you have to call your girl a bitch to keep it. That's what he says in his song. Calls his wife a bitch.
That's crazy.
I took my chica to the north, yeah, badass bitch. You don't get to say it.
Yeah, but when you say badass
Oh,
bitch,
okay,
that's
yeah.
like definitely a term of endearment.
I think that when men call, and I'm going to white knight here a little bit, but you know that this is something I've felt before. It was cool. Men being like, "Oh, you're such a badass," is so fucking patronizing.
Badass bitch, I think it exists in its own world.
Damn, you're such a boss. Like that's so fucking patronizing. If they're a boss and if they're doing shit that you can't do, just fucking say that.
I don't.
That's just a lot more words.
Yeah,
And it
I call
sounds
my mom
way
a
lamer.
badass
It's
all the time.
condescending as
It is
fuck.
not.
I don't think it's bad. I
Badass
call my
bitch.
mom a badass. Definitely not a bitch. Yeah, no. But I call my mom a badass all the time because she's in the fucking Air Force. That's badass.
Yeah.
She
So
raised
right,
3
like
kids
that's
as
what I'm
single
saying.
moms.
Like
That's badass.
she's doing some badass stuff that none of the three of us could do.
Yeah, that's badass.
Yeah,
That's
right.
why I'm gonna call her badass.
So we agree. We agree.
I don't think we do.
Yes, we do.
No,
Oh, believe you me.
Ellen,
Yes.
you're a badass bitch. Let's see what
You
let's see what
emphasize
happens. Let's see what
the
happens.
last word way too much for my liking.
Yeah.
What?
I
Well, We'll see what happens when I get home. See if she likes that.
Hit that way too hard. Follow other Prize Picks players directly on the app and copy their lineups in one click, whether it's a friend, a celebrity partner, or just someone whose picks you like. Hit the follow button and check out. What I meant when I said we agree, like you save badass for like actual shit
badass.
like that.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I guess
To go up to someone and be like, hey, like we have the same job. You're such a badass for this shit that I do.
Okay,
like,
yes.
Yeah, well, because when you set it up, you had said like
yeah.
you said just say that you do something that I can't do instead of saying badass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's,
but yes, we on that
we've
part
arrived.
we agree for sure.
We all agree.
We agree. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code I'm just kidding. What chaos to get $50 in lineup. Badass. After you play your first $5 lineup, that's code What Chaos to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup in Prize Picks. Hey, good to be right.
Fuck you, Katie O'Keefe.
Yeah, Chad is cooking Pete from that.
No, it's just Georgia after Saturday. You still love Georgia after Saturday. Honestly, I still can. Like, Texas fucking lost that game. That was a big time asshole game.
Did you see? I saw a Kirby Smart quote that was floating around.
I bet it's
not
about
about
my
Texas.
feelings.
No, it wasn't about Texas. It was awesome though. He was talking about how when players transfer because of how physical Georgia is, because of the physicality.
Yeah,
he purposefully tries to schedule the schools they transfer to because he knows that if a player is leaving because they're soft, that means the school he's going to is soft.
Ooh.
And he said, we love those games. We love playing those kinds of teams. And I was like, fucking yes, Kirby. That's awesome.
Hell yeah. I love Kirby. Kirby Smart's an awesome coach.
He is. I'm such a big fan of Kirby.
Stacy in the chat says that we should do Badass of the Week, which would be an easy way to get us canceled. It would be funny, but we will not.
Okay.
And I feel like there are some people who actually would do that with a straight face, and
not naming
it would
names.
be cringe. Tell you what's not cringe. Couple of old guys talking to a young stud in the NHL. Here is our conversation with Sam Dickinson of the Sharks. Let's welcome in Sharks defenseman, rookie Sam Dickinson. Hey, Sam, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
Outstanding. We do our research on this show. We found you and I share a birthday, but it's not about me. I'm curious because I've wanted this for myself. Being born on 6/7, are you concerned about just what a mess of shit that day is going to be the next year?
No, I'm kind of looking forward to it. Like, I mean, might as well lean into it a little bit and, see what happens. I'm sure there's going to be some wild stuff going on. So, might as well have some fun with it.
I think it's better to, I mean, you're younger than I am. So if you lean into it, it's cool. If I lean into it, which we definitely have done on this show, then it's how you say cringe. But good. I think that it's a good birthday. Prince has it. Who else has it? Allen Iverson has it. So some of the greats.
I didn't know that one. That's good. I'm gonna start using those guys.
What was it like growing up in Toronto with the birthday 6/7? Famously a bad number over there.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I'd bring it up to some people a couple of times. I wasn't a Leafs fan growing up, so I'd
good man.
I'd poke fun at my buddies who were fans, but yeah.
Who'd you like growing up?
Yeah.
I was a Montreal fan, actually. It's a weird one for being from Toronto.
I'm a Bruins fan, so like the Habs aren't on my great side either, but anybody but the Leafs. So I appreciate that. Have you participated in 6/7 as a young gentleman with the birthday 6/7?
Yeah, I'll throw it out there every once in a while. I'm still young enough where I think I can lean into it, but I try to stay away from it, but it creeps out sometimes, and nothing I can do about that.
What do we do? Is dabbing still happening?
No, I think we've left that in the past. I think that one's a goner.
All right, dabbing done. You guys don't have Wallman anymore. He was keeping the gritty alive.
Planking.
Like the workout at plank?
Oh no! Did you miss like the entire like plank trend? It was in public for a while. People would just lay flat on random surfaces, and they'd have like pictures taken of them, and they'd call it planking.
I feel like I've maybe seen that, but I don't know if that was was a huge one that I can really remember at least.
We're just gonna keep guessing cool kid things. Are you doing the Riz face these days?
I never really got into that, but that kid is that guy's one of the coolest guys, just guys I think ever. Just hearing stuff
King's
about
got
him, hear like people talk about him, like that kid's got it going on, like
for sure.
He
And the Kings got the Costco guys last year on their side. I feel like the Sharks could pull a real cool move by just stealing Rizzler and having him on San Jose's side.
Yeah, I think it would turn into a pretty big war. Like if you're trying to get like, that's going to cause some issues with some other teams, because I feel like he'd be like a high profile free agent for teams to be looking at to try to bring in as like a fan. So, I think the Sharks should start looking into it. I'm going to look into that now for sure.
That would be fantastic. Where were you when you found out about the Judi Jupiter video?
I think it was like most of the guys. I think like when we got to the rink the next day, I think a couple guys were watching it, and it was like I'd never heard of her before or anything like that, but like just watching it was like one of the most absurd things I've watched.
So we had never heard of her either. We ended up finding out who she was, got her on the show, and she's until now, the greatest guest we've ever had. Just has insane stories. Said that she took 4 different videos of these guys. We were wondering if like maybe later in the day you met up with those guys and you're like, so what happened to you today? And they were like, a woman took 4 videos of us. So they had like no story about it.
I think they did. They kind of told some guys like how it happened, but now that I'm thinking back on it, I should have just started walking around New York trying to run into her and get a video going. Maybe not 4. Maybe I would have cut her off. Maybe, but
especially when you look at the games that those guys had at MSG after running into her, they went off. So you got to find her next time.
Yeah, next year when we're there, I might like send her like a DM and be like, hey, like there's clearly some good luck with this, so like maybe let's fire up a video here and see what happens.
That would be outstanding. So obviously Will Smith has Macklin Celebrini has Will Smith, and the NHL is absolutely crazy about that. As a young guy on the team, who's your like partner in crime? We would assume it's Misa, but who is it?
Yeah, I feel like it's probably got to be Misa. I mean, we're probably not to the level that Mac and Will we're at and have gotten to, but maybe a couple more Judi Jupiter videos, and next thing you know, it's going to be all about us maybe instead. But I guess we'll find out.
We are huge fans of not only you, but Michael Misa. We like basically every show last season was about Michael Misa's teddy bear toss suspension. It was our favorite thing in the world. You were in the OHL at the time. So what was it like being a player? Did you get a talking to from coaches being like, look, they're throwing down the gauntlet, or they're really cracking down on shooting teddy bears into the crowd. Don't be like this, Misa. He's a bad seed.
Yeah, I mean, after that, you can probably tell he's not a great guy, just chucking teddy bears into the stands. But I mean, we didn't play like against a team that had their teddy bear toss. So I think we were lucky in that sense, because I think after that, guys were probably like looking to just start firing teddy bears back off into the stands. But I mean, I think it's good for him that he kind of, took a step up and, kind of took the brunt for everybody else. And then everybody else was like, you know what, he already did it. So now there's not a real point in firing teddy bears back into the stands.
That moved him up our draft board. We don't pay attention to the draft until it's 5 minutes before, which is what everybody does every year. But that moved him up our draft board. We were like, there's a kid who's out there just causing trouble, breaking hearts, shooting teddy bears. Everybody wants a Kachuk on their team these days. This is either the next best thing or it's even better. A kid with a little piss and vinegar in his veins.
Yeah, I mean, if everybody's looking for their Kachuk, I think, after firing a teddy bear back into the stands, that elevates you right up to that level. So, I mean, lucked out with him at 2. And I mean, definitely a great choice there by them I think it was probably the only reason they picked him was, he was probably the only guy to fire teddy bears and that stuff
They were saying they were saying earlier in the season that he was a nobody, probably wasn't even going to go pro, and then that happened and it put him on the map. There was no buzz about him before that. So it makes people like you a little more impressive that you don't need to resort to such cheap behavior. Yeah,
a real shock jock.
TNA,
I
just like
my way into it. He had to kind of cheat his way into it to build his way up to that. So I mean, I guess look at it how you want.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, earlier in the season, Ryan Warsofsky had a quote where he said he would sacrifice one of his children to get a win.
I'd give up one of my children for a win. So
because obviously things didn't get off to the best start over there. We were worried that he was talking about one of you guys as one of the kids on the team. Were you a little like, something going to happen to me if I go into work today?
Man, I didn't even think of it that way, but looking back on it now, I think I should have been a little more worried. Like maybe I should have paid a little more attention. I would have picked up on some clues. Maybe I came in one day and my equipment just wasn't there, and that's one of the kids out the door.
You're the kid. You're the boy. Did he acknowledge that with the team at all? Because he apologized publicly and he was like, I love my family very much. I shouldn't have said that, even though we were just lip service.
That he
Don't
had to apologize. So ridiculous.
When people want to win, you love it. Did he say anything to the team of or were there any jokes made in the room about that?
Yeah, I think coming in for video the next day or whenever it was, he cracked a joke about it, saying that he did still have his family, so he was good in that sense. But I mean, it was kind of obviously like a spur of the moment thing to say. But I think like you said, when you're off to a bit of a slow start, I think a lot of guys would have given up some stuff for a win.
How is it like for you, like coming into the season, obviously the excitement of making the NHL, and then you start off the season and you're kind of battling and it's frustrating. Clearly that was, there was attention paid to it because your coach is saying that he's going to sacrifice children. Like, how did you balance kind of the excitement and the frustration of the start of the season?
Yeah, I think it was, obviously tough. You don't want to start a season cold or anything like that. But, I think the good thing is, I mean, we do play 82 games. So, I think every team goes into a bit of a lull during the season. And, I think, our team's hoping that was our lull for the season. And, we get a lot stronger throughout. And, I think that's been the case, which has been great. So, I mean, I think there's definitely a balance. It's more exciting to win and to enjoy that kind of side of it. But, at the same time, those things are bound to happen. So, just kind of learn from it and go on.
What's it like being like a full-time in the NHL, on the roster, on the team trips and everything? Like, what's the biggest, we asked this to Connor Bedard last year and he gave an outstanding answer, but or a couple of years ago, what's the biggest, I didn't know that it was like this thing that exists in being a professional hockey player?
There's a lot of really good stuff that comes with it, which is pretty nice. But I mean, I think flying on the planes is pretty cool. Like I remember my first time flying on the plane, I thought you just get on the plane and, you're flying back, and next thing you know, they're coming out asking what you want to eat. And I can't remember what I asked for, but it was something I thought it'd just be in a plastic container, and it's just here's some food. And next thing you know, it's like a ripping hot steak coming out at you. And I mean, that was pretty nice to have after a game, which was pretty sweet on the plane, however high planes fly now.
Does anybody on the team police your meals? I heard a clip from Sam Malinsky talking the other day about how Nathan McKinnon basically bullies him for eating peanut butter and jelly and pasta. Is there anybody on the team that's a hard ass when it comes to that?
No, we're pretty lucky in that sense. I think here you're pretty clean to eat whatever you want. Maybe unless you're scarfing down chocolate bars and milkshakes all the time, then maybe someone would come up and say something. But I think here regular pasta and PB&Js they're good to go. I think a good amount of guys enjoy a nice PB&J.
So it's funny that you put it that way and you actually invoked chocolate bars, because I was going to say that we love the Sharks roster and we love a lot of guys on your team. This roster, parentheses, endearing, I think gives everyone on the team eats candy. The kids eat candy because they're kids, and the adults on the team are fucking cool people like Jeff Skinner. And I'm imagining that everyone, I'm not saying all the time, but if someone says, "Oh, so hey, you dropped your bag of Skittles," like 6 people are going to turn around, being like, "Oh, fuck, did I?"
I think I'm going to try that out now just to see how many guys. I think next time we're walking together, I'm going to like throw something behind and be like, "Oh, whose is this?" and just see how many guys are really, putting down Skittles or whatever at any point. But yeah, I think that's something I'm going to have to try out now just to find out, and I'll get back to you guys with that one.
How is our guy Jeff Skinner? We fucking love him. He's the greatest.
Yeah, Skins is awesome. Like, obviously pretty great career he's thrown together so far. And I mean, just to have him around the rink, like, he's a fun guy. Like, he has fun on the ice. He's always kind of, talking and stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, he's a cool guy. So I mean, I like hanging around him. He's got some good stuff to say.
I was gonna say, has he told you any stories about like his run-ins with celebrities or anything? Because he's given us a few like absolute gems that they're unbelievable.
I'm gonna have to ask him now. I haven't heard any, but I think I might have to go find him right after this and ask him if he's got any stories he can rip off to me.
Ask him the Ed Sheeran Nerf gun story with who is he? It was Ed Sheeran and Elton John.
No, Ed Sheeran FaceTimed Elton John while they were, I think, just like having beers and shooting Nerf guns at each other.
Now I'm gonna have to find out about that one for sure. Now that I know that, I'm gonna like get a lot off of him now.
My favorite one is: have you ever seen the picture of him with Taylor Swift holding up a Jeff Skinner? It's a Skinner jersey. Yeah. Have you ever seen that picture?
I've never seen that.
So there's a picture of Jeff Skinner and Taylor Swift holding up a Jeff Skinner Hurricanes jersey. And it's so cool because everyone's like, it's Taylor Swift. And this was before she was making just absolute dog shit records with Jack Antonoff. This was when she was like in her prime, still working with hit makers like Max Martin. I'm not talking about the recent Max Martin stuff that she did. Also terrible.
This is Red era.
This was Red era. So this is when, like, if you're making fun of Taylor Swift, you're a fucking loser. Whereas now, if you're saying she's great, you might be a fucking loser. But anyway, it's them holding up a jersey, and it just seems like such a cool moment. And he told us the story of it. And it was so sad and so embarrassing. It was basically someone from the Hurricanes was like, "Hey, present her with this jersey, have her sign it or whatever, like give her the jersey."
No, he signed it. He signed it. He was presenting her with a signed Jeff Skinner jersey. She thought that he was asking her to sign his Jeff Skinner jersey.
And didn't know who he was. She thought he was just like a fan being like, "You're playing at a hockey rink. Can you sign my hockey jersey?" So she signed it and then like gave it back to him. And he was like, "Oh, this was supposed to be for you." And then like faces turned red. It was embarrassing. I fucking love it so much because Jeff Skinner's a gangster. So I know that he just laughed it off and moved on with his life.
I think that's pretty great because now I'm hoping there's a Jeff Skinner Carolina Hurricanes jersey that's signed by both Jeff Skinner and Taylor Swift.
How have we not tried to find that?
Yeah.
How have we not tried to find that?
That might be like the greatest autographed jersey you could find.
Well, Pete, somewhere around here, there was a botched Alex DeBrincat jersey. It's an Ottawa Senators Alex DeBrincat jersey that it's like a cheap, like overseas, someone tried to fake, get like a knockoff jersey, and check that shit out.
Spelled his name wrong.
DeBrincat.
Is that a Alex DeBrincat signature too?
Sure is.
Oh yeah, and he signed it.
That is.
He was like, "I have no idea when I signed this, but that is my signature." Yes.
He should have to rock that for a game.
Oh, that would be incredible.
Get him back.
Wearing like the Ottawa Senators one while he plays for the Red Wings.
Incorrectly spelled last names on their jersey.
I did want to ask, why are you wearing you're wearing number 3 or number 6 now? You wore number 3 in juniors. John Klingberg has it now. Like why 6?
This is a pretty good one. So when I first got picked last year, they asked what number I wanted, and at that point 3 was also taken last year, so I couldn't get that. So my number before 3 was 4. So I was like, okay, like I'll just go back to 4 and I'll take 4. They're like, all right, great. And then I think it was 2 weeks later, they traded for Cody Ceci.
I knew it was going to be that.
So then he takes 4, and I didn't know I'd lost 4 until I came back here, and like on like the rookie camp roster, it was Sam Dickinson number 6. So I was like, okay, like I don't think I can change my number now. So then I had that for last year at camp here. And then obviously after the season, CC gets traded. So they called me back and they're like, hey, like, let's like look back at some numbers. Like, do you want to go back to 3? And I was like, yeah, like, sure, great. Like, I'll take 3. Like, that's my number. And then at that point, I think it was like a couple days later, I get a call back and they're like, hey, we've got guys taking 3 and 4. So like, what number do you want? And I was like, all right, like, I'll just go back to 6. Like, this is too much to just keep dealing with. So I've gone back-to-back years with technically, I guess you could say, my number being stolen.
Why does everyone hate 6 so much?
I mean, I think 6 looks good.
I thought it was all right. I feel like I'm making it look pretty good.
I mean, no disrespect to John Klingberg. I'm an Oilers guy, so thank him for his service last season. But I can understand losing it to Cody Ceci more than I can understand losing it to John Klingberg, because although Ceci was also only there on an expiring deal, like you're going to be there for Klingberg doesn't have many years left of him in the NHL for him, is what I'm saying. He's not going to die. Everybody, John Klingberg is going to be okay. However, I think you are going to be on the team for a very long time, so I would wonder if there'd be a discussion there, but it doesn't seem like you were like heartbroken over the numbers.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, coming in, I hadn't played a singular NHL game in my life, and he's got a lot, and had a lot more success in hockey leading up to this point. So I feel like in that sense, it made sense. But I mean, at the end, for me, like it's a number. I'm not really too tied to a number that goes in the back of my jersey. I guess it's pretty cool, but it's a number.
Who comes to you about the number? Who says to you, hey, 3 and 4 are taken?
It was our equipment guy here. He kept giving me calls, and I think he got tired of calling me because he just kept having to be like, hey, your number's gone. What number do you want now?
Because you should have been like, all right, fuck it. Just give me like 71.
Yeah, I should have tried that. I should have seen if what it would have taken to get 71 or 2 or something like that.
Oh, dude, we fucked you so bad. We had Cody Ceci on the show last summer, and he had just picked his number, and we had an idea for him. We had a number for him. Do you remember?
Yeah, we told him to pick 97.
We told him to wear 97, and he was like, I just picked it, and I'm doing 4. We were like, fuck, fine, coward. 97 would have been way cooler. But damn, if we'd only had him he wouldn't have listened to us. Definitely not, but let's pretend he would have. If we'd gotten him like a week before.
Could have saved you a lot of trouble.
Could have saved you that number.
So basically, instead of anybody else, it was really you guys who screwed me out of getting my number.
For sure.
You can't. Don't be mad at Klingberg or Cody Ceci. Not that you ever. If have you ever met Cody Ceci?
Yeah.
Good luck being mad at that guy. He's the fucking best.
Yeah, I don't think that would have worked over too well for me.
I will ask, if 3 opens up in the next couple of years, you jumping at the chance to get back on that train?
I don't know. I think we got to see how the next little bit goes. Maybe if 6 working for me, then we'll stick there. But if a number change is needed, then we might have to flip over to 3, or maybe fully change it up and wear something else. Get into the high numbers.
Sam, tell me this. What's Clash Royale?
Oh, you don't know Clash Royale?
No.
You're in for it. Clash Royale is maybe the greatest game ever created. I was playing it. I was in a battle right before we got on. But I don't it's hard to explain. You just gotta play. You gotta get into it. It might change your life.
Okay, because I was reading up on you and I saw that you said you don't watch much TV. And I was like, oh, interesting. Maybe we got a Luddite on our hands, a young player who's a Renaissance man who doesn't need all that stuff. And then I was like, what's your favorite thing to do? And you said, play Clash Royale. And I did not know what that meant.
Yeah. So, instead of TV, I'll just rip off some games of Clash Royale. It's a great trade-off. I enjoy it.
Is that what you're doing on the plane when you're not hammering steak?
No, I can't play on the plane. So on the plane, I have to force myself to watch shows, which kind of sucks.
What are you watching?
Yeah, what are you watching?
Normally it changes. What on the last plane ride, I was watching The Reacher. That's a really great show. That's a really good one.
Not That's sure with Alan Richmond. He's the biggest dude in the fucking world.
he's like, I'd love to look like that guy. Like,
I feel like
need
that
his
would be
work
bad for skating. Like you would
But
be,
then, like,
you would
at
look
the
like
same time, like,
an
I could,
idiot
like-
out there. Respectfully, you'd just be
I could, like,
fucking
but, like-
ginormous.
I could light up anybody. Anybody comes near me, I could probably like flick them and they'd go like flying across the ice. So I mean, I guess there's trade-offs for it.
What else you got?
Last night I actually started. I watched like the first couple episodes of Breaking Bad just because everybody talks about that. So
Yes.
maybe I'll start ripping off that. But I have a bad tendency of watching shows. Like I'll get through a good amount of like the beginning really quickly, and then I just like lose interest in it, and I'll just stop halfway through. So that might happen. But you know, I guess I got a lot of time on planes now, so I might have to force myself to get through.
I would be surprised if that happens with Breaking Bad, because Breaking Bad, you watch the first couple of episodes and then you are as though you're one of the addicts on the show. Like when you're not watching Breaking Bad, you're like, I need to fucking see what happens next, because it is just a roller coaster that doesn't go up and down. It just goes fucking straight a million miles an hour until it ends.
It's unbelievable.
Okay, well now I'm definitely gonna have to start ripping through it. So I'll download a bunch of episodes going forward.
How about film? Are you doing Wicked for Good? Maybe.
Movies I can normally rip off because it's like a one-off. So it's like I don't get bored through it. I watched that new Fantastic Four movie. That was a great movie. I'm a big superhero guy.
Okay.
I like those movies.
Are you a Harry Potter guy?
No,
You're just
Star
huge
Wars.
into Harry Potter.
I'm just
Star Wars
learning.
over Harry Potter for sure.
Oh, see, I never really did Star Wars. I saw episode 1 when it came out. I saw it twice, 2 days in a row, and that's the only time I've ever seen anything Star Wars related.
Star Wars is really good. Godad, actually, he's got a full like sleeve tattoo of like Star Wars. He's a big Star Wars guy too. But
Oh damn!
he's got a lot. It's a pretty good tattoo as well.
You have a pretty like crazy tattoo team, because Ryan Reeves is full kitted as well.
Yeah, there's some good stuff. Revo's he's got some. There's a lot of stuff, but it's pretty cool. Like he can pull it off.
Speaking of Reeves, he went on a podcast, our friends Spit and Chicklets, and he said something. What did he say? Like, if you think that Bedard's better than Celebrini, you're crazy, or we respect all takes. Could you say something inflammatory about somebody on another team just to kind of keep everything even for the podcasts? Say someone's bad.
I think the only problem with that is I think like I got to work my way up to Reeves's level till I can start ripping those off. Like I think he's got like the jam and like the respect around the league to just kind of say whatever he wants. I think I gotta work my way up maybe a little bit before I can start ripping that stuff off.
Yeah, but if you say something and he doesn't back you up and isn't right by your side to defend you, he's a bad teammate. So you got him in your pocket. You can say whatever you want too.
Yeah, that could be true as well. That could be very true. I'll have to think that one over. So I'll have to weigh the pros and cons.
Non-Sharks, who are your like best buddies in the NHL?
Me and Seneke on Anaheim, we played together growing up for a long time. So me and him are pretty tight. He's probably the guy outside that I know the best.
How long did it take you to get used to his voice?
I was pretty used to it because I think he's always kind of had a voice like that. Actually, no. Now that I think about it, it happened when we got drafted, because before we got drafted, to the OHL, not the NHL, he was like a smaller guy and still had like his little like pipsqueak baby voice. And then I think like once like we stopped playing together, it's like I didn't see him as much. And then I think after like the first season I saw him in the summer, he's like had like the lowest voice I've ever heard, and I didn't know what really was going on there. I thought he like had like a vocal cord ripped out and something changed.
He's fucking magical, and he rocks. He's great so far.
He's awesome, yeah.
Yeah, he's been doing pretty good. He's been doing pretty good.
You were drafted the Sphere as well, and you were well behaved, unlike some people, like the Misas and the Senecas of the world, who have to swear and beat up toys to make their name in the papers. You got there through hard work, a little elbow grease, know-how. Were you watching? Did you see the swear in real time when he got drafted?
Yeah, it was pretty easy to like watch it happen because like as he got picked, like I think it was like an audible like gasp around the sphere. Like everybody was like what just happened? And then so like everybody was watching it and he didn't even like hide it. Like he may as well have just like yelled out what he said. Like it's not like it was like a hidden thing. Like it was pretty quick. You could tell what he said.
Now, for you obviously everything ended up great, and you got drafted very high in the draft, and you went to a great team. But when a player jumps everyone like that, and it's kind of a surprise, what's your reaction selfishly? Are you like, "Fuck, what's happening? Is like the order all shaken up? Am I not getting drafted now?"
Yeah, I mean, for a little bit, I was thinking, a slide through the 7 rounds could be happening with that, but I mean, I think for our draft, it was like for the most part, like after I think it was pretty obvious Celebrini was going 1. I think that one was pretty locked in. I think after that, it was like nobody really knew what was going on. Like there wasn't like even like a good sense of anything. So I think at that point, it was just like, oh, well, just see what happens now.
Was it weird for you? Like, I mean, like you're a first round pick. It's a massive accomplishment, but like you're going to the team that also had the number 1 overall pick. Did you feel like shielded at all? Did you feel like, I don't know, in the shadow at all? Was it a weird experience for you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously everybody's talking about Mac, and for like obviously very good reason. So I mean, there was a lot of media always talking to him, and a lot of the questions they asked me were about him. But I was fine to answer some questions about him.
Well, Sam, you've got an unbelievable career ahead of you. We're so glad you came on. Appreciate the conversation, buddy.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me.
Absolute stud. Sam Dickinson, checking Beckett S's hockey reference page. It does say pronunciation Beckett Seneca.
Yeah.
So are we putting him on not a good friend watch for saying Seneca, or are we putting all of us on not knowing ball watch?
Watching a lot of Ducks broadcasts this season, I've heard Seneca.
I was going to say
every time.
I heard Seneca going into the draft.
Plus, like Seneca just doesn't like come out of nowhere with the phonetic,
with the way it's
being
spelled.
Seneca. Yeah, like we said Seneca for a few months. I feel like maybe it's just they don't refer to each other by last name. So
you think they're doing nicknames, maybe some secret handshakes.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, shout out to the Ducks last night. Another outrageous game.
I said off the top of the show, they're back.
Yeah.
They are big back. Watch out for them. Don't fuck with them. Okay, we saw a fracas at the end of the Rangers-Red Wings game on Sunday night. Jeff Garland weighed in. He said he was a scrummer, and he was appropriate, and it was fine, and nobody got canceled for it. So we love that. We love.
Sean said it wasn't funny.
I did say that.
That is true. We loved the aesthetic, though, of the Centennial jerseys, but mainly, I don't know if it was just that it was the Centennial jerseys. I think that it was color on color. However, both of those jerseys are, I know you're not crazy about the Rangers Centennial ones, both of those were made to be played against each other. So it looked amazing, and a lot of people have done really cool things. There's an awesome video out there that the Red Wings put out that is one of those turn your phone sideways, and it's incredible. So we all know that it looks amazing, and we said yesterday, like, damn, don't you just wish there were more color-on-color matchups? Well, per The Athletic, maybe there will be soon. Who wrote this? Peter Baugh says that according to an NHL spokesperson, the league's marketing department has actively encouraged teams to explore color-on-color jersey matchups. Good behavior, boys?
Good behavior.
Absolutely.
Well, definitely. I did hear, though, I was listening, Jeff Merrick was saying yesterday with Pierre McGuire that, like, he wants to see white almost completely phased out. And I strongly disagree.
Yeah,
obviously you can't fully phase out white because certain color matchups don't work against each other.
They just won't
die. But they won't die.
What?
Like color die?
Oh. Well, it was kind of a reference to an Oprah Winfrey quote from a few years ago. Remember?
No.
I haven't heard from Oprah Winfrey in 15 years, I feel like.
I believe it was Oprah. I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth, but I think it was Oprah. Someone was like, how are we going to solve racism once and for all? And she was like, Well, part of it is just like a lot of old white people need to
Oh,
expire, and everyone got mad. I was like, I'm not gonna weigh it. Go ahead.
Okay. I love plenty of white jerseys across the league.
Same.
So do not want to see white phased out. I definitely want to see more color on color though, when it is appropriate and when it works.
Yes, that's
That's
the
a big part
only
of it.
thing, is that it could be a slippery slope.
Yeah.
I don't. If we ever see a Nashville Predators versus Dallas Stars color on color matchup, they need to be banned for the rest of time. Like, we can never have them again. So we gotta be careful.
We are all on the same page. It's not fair, but
not everyone gets to.
Original 6 teams are allowed to, but not even all original 6 teams. There's one original 6 team that I might say, sorry, fellas, you guys don't even get to do it. I don't know how many Bruins matchups dark on dark are going to look good.
I think it comes down to the primary colors. I think you can only do red, yellow, and blue.
I disagree, but I do think that if you are a team that wears black, there are only 1 or 2 opponents that you can go up against wearing black, because
you definitely can't do it against
dark
blue.
on dark. Yeah, like you can't go against blue. Just like dark on dark matchups don't work particularly well. One that popped into my head, like I have some that I really love in terms of color on color matchups. The Kings versus Golden Knights would be a really good color on color one.
Black versus gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it. There's a little
too much gray in the Kings or the Knights uniforms, I feel like
on the gold ones.
Yeah, like aren't the sleeves a lot of gray?
No, they just have like stripes. It's like white, red, and then like a little bit of gray trim.
I'll allow that. My favorite one, and I was kind of searching for a non-original 6 one. One that I would definitely do is the Ducks orange against the Sharks teal.
Definitely have that here as well. I have a lot of rivalry ones. Like a lot of the rivalries, or a lot of the color on colors that I want to see are rivalries. Bruins Habs, unbelievable. Maple Leafs Red Wings. We've seen that in the Winter Classic. Yeah. It looks great. It's just like red versus blue works so well. Duck Sharks, Blues Blackhawks.
Okay.
Rangers Red Wings. Just saw that one. Oilers Flames, Battle of Alberta, color v color would be really nice. And then Habs Maple Leafs, Kings Golden Knights.
So for the Flames, I more went with an opponent that shares their secondary color. I think the Flames and Sabres would have a really, really good matchup because it's red against blue and they both share the yellow trim. That's nice.
Yeah.
I like Calgary and Vancouver. I don't really like when they share a color. Like, that's why I don't think Flames Oilers would really do it for me, because there's a little bit too much reddish orange going on there in the Oilers jerseys, on top of the red yellow of the Flames jerseys.
You know what could be a beautiful consequence of more color v color matchups? Fewer black jerseys. I've had a big gripe about how many black jerseys are in the NHL right now, whether it's primary or alternates. Like almost, I think either half the league or more than half the league has a black jersey. And
the league has a white jersey.
If it would encourage teams to be a little bit more creative with what they're doing jersey-wise, if you had to avoid black to prevent color v color matchups.
I agree with that. Do we also see, by the way, or do we also agree that Rangers Red Wings is probably the best one?
It's definitely up there.
I think Maple Leafs Red Wings is better.
I think just the Rangers uniform is better than the Maple Leafs one.
I just don't like the only problem I had with the Detroit Rangers matchup is that the Rangers were wearing red pants, and I thought it was a little bit too much red. Like, I think the fact that Detroit is only red and Toronto is only blue, and then the white is the secondary color. Like, I think that's a pure. I guess you could do Toronto there or Tampa there too, but it's not as nice because it's not original 6. Like, I think that I don't think anything particularly comes close to Detroit, Toronto.
There are also matchups that you'd have to take off the table due to color blindness.
Yes, like famously the Bills, Jets,
Bills,
color
Jets,
rush.
yeah, like
so no green v red.
Right, red green color blindness, blue yellow color blindness, and then if you're just like generally colorblind, you're screwed.
To be quite honest, I think the Nashville Predators should be banned from this entire conversation. I don't think the piss jersey belongs in a color v color matchup.
Worst jersey in the league?
Are you asking?
Yes.
About the Predators?
Yeah.
No. I think it's still. I think in the context of a color v color like conversation, yes, but I still think it's Washington.
Yeah, I was gonna say Capitals. I mean, Hurricanes, Devils.
The
Not Devils.
Hurricanes,
I'm sorry.
though-
Stars are in the mix.
Hurricanes jerseys aren't even bad. It's just that their branding's so inconsistent. I don't know what to think with that. But I don't think any of their individual jerseys are like the worst jersey in hockey.
Stars jersey isn't bad. Their logo is bad.
Yeah.
I think the Predators have the worst jersey in the NHL.
You know, it's kind of a rando-ish one, but I'd like the Kraken and the Sharks.
No, way too
Way
close.
too much blue,
Way too
yeah.
close.
It's you think it's too?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, one
There's
is
too much like teal.
It's very aquatic.
Yeah.
well, it's shared colors, but one is a dark jersey and one is not as dark.
Yeah, I just feel
I
like it
think it's
wouldn't
too
pop. I feel
close.
like I feel like the point of the color ones is like you want them to like pop off of each other, and I don't
Yeah.
feel like it really does that in that situation.
Okay. Would the Senators get anybody? No,
None of
because
those
it's a
no.
black jersey.
And their red jerseys are dog shit, so I don't want to ever see them wear those.
you remember when they
Honestly, though, I don't hate the Senators and Blackhawks. Senators and Blackhawks would be
just like inverted kind of.
yeah.
No, I feel like there needs to be more of a clash.
Yeah, I feel like that's why I really feel like the primary colors work so well because they're the primary colors. They play off each other.
Yeah.
Right, but they but they don't like the Rangers and the Red Wings don't clash at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the primaries work off of each other.
Yeah.
I don't.
You know what? Like if we're throwing Nashville in there at all, Nashville versus Colorado could work.
I was thinking like Colorado is kind of in a tough spot because they are blue and red, and neither of them are. They're both kind of like muted versions of each color. Because like Minnesota's in the same situation too, where they're like a dark green, so they're not going to really work that well in a color v color.
I don't think that the Blue Jackets, even though they're red, white, and blue, I
Yeah.
don't know if they work against anybody.
I think like the navies make it hard. Like if you have a dark version of a color, whether it's the dark green, the wild, the maroon of the Avs, the navy, like I don't think those work well.
You know what you could do, but it's just a lamer version of Rangers and Red Wings. You could do Blue Jackets Capitals, but as neither of those are great jerseys,
It's an all-time piping.
Yeah,
you're
right.
like,
That's
what
a
are we
full,
doing? Oh yeah,
full
there's
pipe.
so much piping there.
That's
So much
J.R. Smith voice.
Yeah.
Trying to get the
I'm
pipe.
trying to lay the pipe.
J.R. Smith's absolute dream.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a new hottest mascot in sports. Pete, tell us.
I'd love to do that. Let me just pull this up real quick. Okay, this hit the feed this week, and it is the best thing that I've seen in hockey. The Spruce Grove Saints of the BCHL, which is the British Columbia Hockey League, they have a mascot called Chucky the Saint. They've had this mascot since 2019, but it's just gaining notoriety this season because of a tradition that was started this season. And it's all thanks to the 14-year-old in the mascot costume. The best tradition in hockey is started by a 14-year-old. And Chucky the Saint is a saint. He has angel wings, has a halo. When a player on the other team takes a penalty, Chucky the Saint goes and stands in front of the penalty box and stares menacingly, judgingly at the offending player and does nothing else. Stands in front of the box and stares at the player. It is unbelievable stuff.
It's so
Best
good.
part, as you see right there, players have so much trouble keeping it together.
That's unbelievable, dude.
So again, the mascot has existed since 2019, but this past offseason, they hired a 14-year-old to step inside the costume. I don't know if that does or does not violate child labor laws. Who's to say? This is in Canada. They may do things differently up there.
They're not really working though. They're just standing there.
Yeah,
Just
menacing.
having a good time.
Time to lean, time to clean.
Do you realize that's a SpongeBob reference?
What?
He's just standing there,
Oh no.
menacingly.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's
They
just
don't even know that.
Yeah.
I don't even
That's
know
what that guy's
about.
doing.
Yeah.
One of the best parts of this, the 14-year-old kind of came up with this accidentally. Eric Weidman is the young gentleman who has a genius brain to just stand in front of the penalty box and stare at players. Said he came up with this during a game last month. Said it was during a TV timeout and during the T-shirt toss. He said, quote, "Okay, this would be really frickin' funny if he went over and stared at the player." At first, he was just amused by the act. It wasn't until the second time that he realized that the costume kind of makes this whole thing work. He says, "Oh yeah, this is ironic. I'm dressed as an angel and I'm staring, judging at the player in the sin bin." This is all, by the way, Greg Wyshynski really pulled at the threads here and found out a bunch of this information. So shout out to Greg. But this is like my favorite thing going in hockey right now.
Yeah, I think that is awesome. Like, I mean, it would be good with any mascot, which is why, like, I get why he didn't even really consider the angel part of it. Like, any mascot doing this would be a fucking hilarious move.
Yeah, how would we feel about if this became sort of like chanting Civ at a college hockey game, where it just quickly is not specific to any place and it's just a thing that happens at every game?
I think what makes this so funny is the visual of an angel standing outside of the penalty box and just staring at the person inside.
I think that what's important is that it's not a big mascot. It is a fucking kid with a big head. But like, if Gritty's doing that, you're like, I like when you move more, Gritty. And if some of these like big monster mascots, nah, I like that it's just a fucking kid, clearly a kid with a big ass head on.
And it's like, I think it works way better because it's like they're like the people playing are like 16. So like he's like,
yeah,
you probably see some of these guys in, like, I guess they're away teams, but like
this kid's in middle school. This kid
is
in middle school. He's
like,
a 14-year-old. Yeah, he's in middle school.
The kids, the other ones that are like, the BCHL is I forget exactly how they described it, but like the best way to get the number one route from Canada to the NCAA is how they describe it. So these are kids looking to go to college themselves. So the fact that he's just like, I think part of why he can get into their heads so well is because they're young too and they acknowledge how funny it is.
I like mascot specific behavior. Like Kirk says the Devils mascot, who might be cursed, should sit in the penalty box and like welcome in the opposing players.
The classic,
like put his arm around him and be like, "You're in hell."
See, I don't know if this makes me a loser, but like I like my pro sports to be a little professional.
No,
I don't know.
Fuck
Like
that. What are you talking about?
Tage Thompson gets in there. If the Buffalo Sabres are fighting for their lives, like against the Bruins, we were fighting for our lives. It was 3-3, and then Jordan Greenway took an awful penalty at the end of the game. I get that it would be awesome for Bruins fans, but imagine it was the Devils. If I had to watch Jordan Greenway get in there and a penalty that might have cost us the game and get cuddled by the fucking opposing mascot, I'd want to fight the mascot.
I think Jordan
myself.
Greenway can take blades. I think
Jordan Greenway can take every mascot in the league.
Yeah.
Unless they've got a hammer or something.
I don't know. I love the idea of I get where you're coming from, but I love the idea of mascots mixing it up a little bit more. One of my favorite highlights is Mac T ripping the tongue out of Harvey the Hound from the bench. Just Harvey the Hound looking over the glass and just, nope, that tongue belongs to Mac T now.
I don't have a problem with. But like, also, the mascot might be a little danger. If some guy takes a bad penalty and you're locking him in a phone booth with some fourth line grinder who just cost his team the game, the Devil's going to be the next body buried under the arena.
I mean, home ice advantage is home ice advantage. If your mascot can goad a opposing player into like maybe getting kicked out of a game, maybe getting a suspension, give me that. Home ice advantage should apply to every part of the arena.
That I do not agree or disagree with.
Like that, you should be walking into fucking hell when you enter into an opponent's building.
I mean, it's like this just reminds me of the classic This Is ESPN commercial where he goes to open the elevator and the New Jersey Devil's waiting inside and he's like going up and the Devil just shakes his head. Walks away.
No, down to where they keep the mummies. Do we have super chats? Yes, we do. From Ambassador to Greece. Is the hottest team in hockey the new Chaos Belt? Many people are asking. Did we ever do a Chaos Belt?
I don't think we did.
Chaos
but
Chain, I think.
I do have. You want to do the other one?
And then we have $1 Canadian. Thank you very much.
Yes. Did want to mention, it doesn't necessarily apply anymore because the Sabres are heating up, but a lot of people were pointing out that Sabres really kind of fell off when they switched from the sword to the belt. And part of that is I am fucking sick of belts as the token items for teams around the league. Too many teams are doing the wrestling belts. The Bruins have one. The Sabres have one. I'm pretty sure like a dozen other teams have one. If we're doing team-specific or mascot-specific behavior, we should also be doing team-specific items of celebration.
Here's the thing, though. The NHL has changed its dress code, so you don't have to wear suits to games anymore. So if you're not going to wear suits, what suddenly becomes more valuable?
I don't know.
A belt.
Accessories?
No, a belt. If you're wearing like other outfits, now you need a belt.
No,
Not necessarily.
I would say belts become less valuable when you wear a suit. Suit's the only time I can guarantee that I'm wearing a belt.
You wear a belt with a suit?
I mean, that's
What?
not necessarily.
Yes.
It's not always bad behavior, but
It's almost.
if you're using it as an accessory, like I think suits.
You're not supposed to wear a belt with a suit, brother.
I think that a lot of the times you shouldn't if your pants are tailored, but if you want to use a belt as an accessory, then it still can be a very good
match
look.
the belt with the shoes.
Back in the day,
your belt should for a suit, your belt should always be an accessory, not a necessity.
they only
that's fine.
they only put belt loops on suit pants now just because of jabronis. Like the assumption forever with suits was you don't wear a belt because it fits you.
I had to wear a suit, or I had to wear
Pants
a belt.
you're getting like other shit you're getting off the rack, so you have a belt, make sure it's tight, doesn't fall down or whatever. But folks, people out there,
I think you look worse without a belt. I think belts.
Oh,
I
that's
see.
not
I think
true.
I've
It depends on the suit, but if you're wearing like a navy suit, brown belt, brown shoes,
It's wearing a belt with a suit is like almost like wearing a tie that's too long. It's just like you look nice, but you also kind of look like you don't know what you're doing.
I don't necessarily
sloppy.
agree. I think it can look very nice, and I'm also a big proponent of suspenders. So like suspenders with a belt is
definitely no.
yeah, right. That's
No.
what I'm saying. So no. But yeah, I mean, I disagree that belts become more important on the walk-ins. A lot of
I'm
guys
saying if you were wearing suits and
a lot of guys are wearing like joggers on the walk-ins.
oh,
now.
right, true. But what I was saying is if you were wearing a suit, you probably didn't need a belt, and now that you're wearing other stuff, the use for a belt probably goes up. But you are right. We're getting like sweatpants now.
Yeah.
Uh,
Morgan Geeky yesterday wore like basically the SNL Casey Affleck
Yeah.
outfit, which is the best.
I liked that. And the Bruins put out a thing that was like sweater weather. And they were doing a like that kind of obnoxious Boston accent.
I hate that shit.
I think if you're gonna do that, you have to like speak like the SNL Bostonian skit and then take whatever consequences come your way.
Yeah, like you have to swear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you gotta say like the stuff they were saying there, and then people have to yell at you for being an asshole, and then you're like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be talking like that. Maybe I shouldn't be speaking that way. Let's see.
I'm just learning this. Perhaps me having a father would have been beneficial.
Yeah, right. Hand up.
Same
Same.
boat, Aiden. Shout
I
out to
will
you.
also say, like,
Shout out to
I don't
DJ.
care
an
what the
asshole.
rules are.
Only dad.
You look like a dumbass if you're wearing like pants with exposed belt loops and no belt. Like if your suit has belt loops and there's not a belt on it, I think it looks bad every time.
That is a personal. I understand that like exposed belt loops look bad,
Yes,
but
like if you have a tailored suit pants, you should get the belt. You should have them without belt loops.
I like that a lot.
Because I also think suspenders with belt loops look goofy. So you should have tailored pants that have suspender straps, the little suspender hooks on them.
Yeah, I agree with all that. Okay, give me the slate. Ooh, Blues at Leafs. Someone's got a win bowl kicking us off at 7 p.m. Eastern in the United States and Canada. Then you got the Kraken at the Red Wings at 7. You've got the Devils at the Lightning. We will not see it. No one will. It's on NHL Network. Islanders at the Stars. That will be at 8 p.m. Eastern. The Blue Jackets visit the Jets at 8 p.m. The Flames at the Blackhawks, 8:30 p.m. so far, really bad slate. I'll say the Rangers at the Knights at 10 p.m. and then a tuck of, because this is just a better game, I think, than the Rangers and Knights, the Mammoth visit the Sharks. Mammoth on a back-to-back.
Rangers are hot.
Rangers are hot.
Mammoth are not.
Mammoth are not. Sharks.
They were so close to winning that game last night.
Which game?
The
Blackhawks.
Mammoth? I wasn't.
No.
Yeah, I'm sorry, the Ducks.
Yeah.
The Ducks. This, I will say, is one of the worst Tuesday slates there's been in a while.
But
This is a bad
that's
slate.
because the Monday was a good slate.
Right.
It was a surprisingly good slate for a Monday. This is the consequence. But this could definitely be better. This is oops all games that kinda aren't great. Like there's a few okay ones, but overall a very underwhelming Tuesday slate.
Yeah, this is an A minus's A minus.
By the way, I think I'm going to become a Fubo only guy. I think that I'm just doing Fubo full time and no YouTube TV.
You have both?
Yeah.
I had both last year.
I saw that. I don't know if it still is, but I saw that NFL Sunday Ticket was on sale for like less than $50. Because my friend whose YouTube TV I used got that, so now I have NFL Sunday Ticket.
ESPN is apparently back on YouTube TV.
It is, yeah. This past weekend.
I just saw that it was there, and
I saw last week that there was momentum towards a deal. I didn't see that a deal happened.
Yeah, no, it got done over the weekend.
Nice.
A lot of hubbub for nothing. All right. Let me see. This is going to be brought to you by Sportsbook Interaction, Sportsbook and Casino. Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction. Bet the action on every period, every shift, every shot with Canada's homegrown sportsbook. Sports Interaction, Ontario only, 19 plus. Please play responsibly. I want to look at the Rangers and the Golden Knights. Rangers on the road, plus 115. They sneak into Vegas, grab a dub, or do you take them getting a goal and a half at minus 210? I don't really love that.
Rangers are firmly in like Boston Bruins territory for me. I don't care what you're doing.
Where you're not buying it.
I'm still not believing in you.
Oh, so
especially against the Vegas Golden Knights.
You have so the Rangers kind of fall into your camp of like I'm not losing money on the New York Rangers.
Not losing money.
That's
on the New York
like
Rangers.
We DFS last night, and DJ had a card that included Evan Bouchard, and I was like, I'm not losing money on Evan Bouchard.
Which is funny because Evan Bouchard was the only thing that any of us submitted for any of our cards that hit, and he exceeded it by like 5 shots on goal. He was the only one that did that shit so easily. Shout out Josh Stone. He might stink.
What?
I don't think he's
I don't like that talk.
I don't think he's quite as good as the beginning of the season made him look.
Yeah, I don't actually think that. I thought going into the season, people were way too low on him.
Yes.
And yesterday I took it as a given he was going to get a couple of shots on goal.
Yeah, I think
also show some respect. Cutter Gauthier shots on net hit.
Oh, he did. Well, those were fucked by the time it even started. So
yeah, right. But not the only one.
Vegas has lost. What, 5 of 6.
Damn.
So you're really not
hot versus not.
Yeah. I think that.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Rangers won. Just not, I don't draft Jacksonville Jaguars in fantasy football, and I'm not putting money on the New York Rangers.
You also have to consider that the New York Rangers might be fired up because they just kind of got smacked around a bit by the Detroit Red Wings, and Jonathan Quick tried to send a message. So they might come out with a little fire. And you're getting an Igor Shesterkin game tonight.
And Cam Scattaboo beat up Dominic Mysterio
wearing
Matt
Matt
Rempe jersey.
Yeah.
All right. I kind of like this. I think you've kind of talked me into
First time in my life.
Maybe a little bit of value on the Rangers.
First time in my life, I might jump on the Rangers. Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction. From puck drop to overtime, bet with live odds on every play with easy deposits and payouts. Go to sportsinteraction.com/whatchaos to open an account. Ontario only, 19 plus. Please play responsibly. That'll do it. Someone asked, are the Knights the coldest team in hockey? We have not yet thought of that segment. It'll be about 4 weeks before we can.
They're all pretty cold.
Winnipeg is probably the coldest.
I think they're all pretty cold. It's played on ice.
On ice, yeah.
Yeah.
Fairly.
Actually, no. Though the ice in some of the climates is very shitty. So
True.
like come April, Tampa Bay
well,
Lightning.
no,
not
remember
be the coldest
famously
team.
It is still cold.
Florida,
it's just not as cold.
Yeah.
Florida's arena was freezing as shit.
Yeah,
it has to be.
Yeah.
So probably the coldest team in hockey is.
Oh, right.
in multiple ways the Florida Panthers.
All right, that's going to do it for today's show. We've got much more coming your way this week. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube and everywhere else, following on Instagram, things of that nature. Share whatever clips. We have a good clip about our Scrubs conversation. Yes, from yesterday.
Brought to you by Sports Interaction.
Shout out Sports Interaction for collabing on that.
I would love to just like bug the offices of Sports Interaction to just like see their reaction when some of these clips come through.
Yeah.
Okay, they're talking about Scrubs today.
Which, I mean, that clip was not really about Scrubs.
Nope.
It was about Scrubs for like 5 seconds.
By the way,
It was, yeah.
If we're doing an update on the Devils situation, we should do an update on the Scrubs situation.
Yes.
Forgot that there was actually a Elliot and blackface episode of Scrubs.
There was an episode where Elliot was black.
Oh.
Where they meshed Elliot and Turk.
Oh.
And
I've
became
never
like a
watched an
super
episode
best
of Scrubs
friend
in my
for
life.
JD. You never watched Scrubs?
I don't know anything
I feel
about
like you would
Scrubs.
love Scrubs. It's an awesome show.
The funny thing about Scrubs is that it was kind of a safe haven for people who were called soft growing up, or made fun of for not being masculine enough, and
like kids who did acapella.
Yes, exactly. Like kids. I mean, there's a lot of acapella in the show. So basically, if you
them singing in that T-Mobile commercial is like.
Oh no, they do. They break out into musical numbers in Scrubs.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It is fun. That show is fun. It's wacky. It's crazy, but it is also an incredibly like earnest medical drama at points too.
It's made by the Ted Lasso people. So it was Ted Lasso before Ted Lasso, and
I love Ted Lasso.
Because it came out in the early 2000s, everything looks bad through today's lens.
Yeah.
But it's just so fucking crazy to me that like Scrubs was if you're a soft little baby boy and you can't take like the rough and tumble raunchy things that other shows are doing, you watch Scrubs like a little baby, and then you look at Scrubs now and you're like, they're doing blackface.
Shout out to Bill Lawrence, just a goat of the TV game. Did Scrubs, did Spin City, did Cougar Town, which I never watched, but I know that people liked it. Ted Lasso, Shrinking. First season of Shrinking is one of the best seasons of like sitcom TV that I've seen in quite some time. It is.
That's the
it's the one with
dude from
Jason
How I Met Your Mother.
Segel.
Yeah,
and I cried so many times.
Is that Steve Carell too?
Steve Carell?
Yeah. No? I don't know why.
If you haven't watched season 1 of Shrinking, season 2 I wasn't super crazy about, but still good. Watch season 1 of Shrinking.
Oh, it's what's his name? Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford, unbelievable.
Sean, you would love Scrubs. Yes. I think. Yeah. I could be wrong. I got to do a Scrubs rewatch. I think I'll be sitting out the reboot.
Oh no, I'll be there. I'll be sat.
I mean,
I don't know if I'm not going to say I'm going to like it. I'm worried about it, but
God, I feel like if you're, I had to watch it. I had to give it a try.
But you remember the last season of Scrubs?
I was out by then when it switched networks because I think it went from one network to another. I was not about it.
I think it went from
Franco?
NBC to ABC. I want to say, and it was actually they did what we were joking about yesterday. They changed the lead to a young female doctor, and that was kind of the new JD. And they kept some people for occasional scenes here and there, but yeah, Dave Franco was Aziz Ansari, I believe.
Oh wow.
The Eliza Coupe. So it had some people who ended up becoming people, but it was not good. Love you folks. Someone says in the chat that's a crazy take, DJ. Don't even know what that could be in reference to, but I apologize for that. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to What Chaos here on YouTube. You will get everything, daily episodes, player interviews, and so much more. It's all here on the What Chaos YouTube. Hit subscribe.